am Lunaruchi.
Welcome to another episode of Otaku Don. I'm the host with the most, aka Sleepy Melbourne, in the building. Just Charles is here with me.
What up? Chapter 1142. The things I find scary. Oda's not very good at titling
so
things.
many questions, and I'm kind of mad.
Why?
Also, but first, I'm very happy. Cover art shows Yamato defeating Who's Who, telling him to give back the sword, and the girls that he kidnapped, hitting him with a Thunder Bagua. And I'm happy because that means that he will stop torturing Page 1 and Ulti. I was just really confused by that.
I don't know who's weirdo.
Like,
honestly, most of the Beast Pirates are a bunch of weirdo. Who will be okay with just being the head of a giraffe?
I mean, those ones don't make sense, but Page 1 and Ulti are literally like we're one warlord's kids who got dropped off at Kaido's doorstep and was like, hey, you take care of my kids. And he did. And so it's like, why target them?
Who's warlord?
The one that Ace killed.
Oh.
Yeah, Fuda. Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Why did he drop him off with Kaido?
Because him and Kaido had an alliance. And he respected Kaido and was trying to make Kaido the king of the Beast Pirates.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that makes him kind of a weirdo because that means they were aligned with you guys. It's just like, I want to kidnap these two and torture them. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what Who's Who was doing in this situation. It's like, you're weird, bro. But Yamato got him up out of here, so I'm happy for that. I think that Who's Who and Page 1 and Ulti and Page 1 will become kind of like Odin had his retainers when he was going all around. I think they're going to become Yamato's retainers.
All right, so there are, I want to say, really 3 major events.
Yeah.
1, a bunch of beasts randomly start attacking the island, which looks like, honestly, it looks like someone terribly drew a bunch of things and started using them to attack people.
And that's what happened. We have the first part, which is the children and the basically teachers of the Walrus School.
Of the school being attacked.
Yes. And they're being attacked by the drawings of the students, which is where my issue comes in. You remember being in grade school.
Yeah.
You ever have your teacher be like, you know what? Draw your worst fear. Why would that be a thing?
Because they're giants and they face their fears because they're strong warriors.
But that's not what they're trying to teach them to be.
I mean, I feel like they're going to end up being warriors just
because of what's happening now.
Well, just off the natural courses of their lives.
All I know is,
like, these are 22-year-olds.
You can't teach children. You can't be like, hey, yeah, draw your worst fears, kids. Why would that be a thing? That's not.
So that means they can be animated and turned against them, Tony. Honestly, I'm
mad at the teacher for ever.
I'm not mad at the teacher. Like, that is like super convenient for the plot.
Nah, see, because I know Oda could have done Gunko having different arrow monsters that pop up and attack while one of her arrows leads them away. So I know Oda could have given other stuff. But Ange, I'm mad at you. Because Ange was there. He wrote Ange, and he know he be letting his characters just run wild with him.
Nah.
Ange over here talking about, man, write your fears. What? So they have to get
I just
saved.
think they should have just went different.
We have the math teacher, Mr. Breed, Mr. Kiba, the Walrus School principal, language arts teacher, Miss Ange. She's terrible.
Nah, it's not Ange's fault. This is on Oda. Oda writes Ange, so it's Oda's fault.
This is the crux of me and Charles's argument.
I would say the next big thing that happens is
the kids are also sleeping and headed towards a beach.
Yeah. So they've been put to sleep. and they're headed towards the beach.
While
We
the adults
know
have to fight against these giant monsters.
it's the celestial dragons.
Yes.
They don't know that.
No, but they
Now-
do ring the horn to alert the rest of the country.
Now, why they ultimately have the superstition to not wake sleepwalkers, I don't know. But I kind of think that's another poor decision on these people's part of, well, what are you going to do? I'm going to toss them inside of a room and not let them go anywhere. Why? Because they're children, and I'm just not going to let them wander someplace. Like, that sounds like a terrible idea. Like, I feel like we should just name Wano the place where we let terrible ideas happen.
Elbath?
Elbath. Well, Wano too. Honestly. All these islands that we've been rolling up on.
Yeah, but no, they tried to wake them up.
Did they?
Yeah, it says they're not waking up. So
Then
they
just-
tried.
Didn't just like put some rocks on them or something. And not let them walk away.
I think they're going to they were trying to catch them, but then, like I said, because Ange decided to have the kids draw their worst fears, they're surrounded by all of these giant monsters.
No. I am not letting you put that on Ange. Ange had them draw something, and then somebody randomly animated it. Just so happens that someone randomly animated it. Unless it comes back that Ange is really a double agent.
This is Ange's fault, but
No, it is literally just bad writing.
it's not Loki's fault. It's not Luffy's fault either. It's
No, Loki being loose is Luffy's fault.
Loki being loose is Luffy's fault. Whatever Loki does after that is not Luffy's fault.
I mean, it's your fault the boulder is rolling down the hill.
No.
All the things that, like, if you push the boulder down the hill, you can say, like, well, what the boulder did after that isn't necessarily my fault.
That's not true. That's different.
But by the impetus of causality, Loki is free, thus he can do this. Right? If Loki wasn't free, he wouldn't be able to do it.
I don't know.
That's absolutely true.
Well, all I know is Loki.
No, you know that too.
And
You're not escaping this logic.
he has Ragnar. I don't know that. What I know is that the boulder has no.
And we didn't even see fit to take the
Control.
weapon away from the dude. We just left the weapon near him.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that this is more of an issue because Howardin is there.
I don't think it's more. I don't. That's a possibility. Or we could have just taken his weapon away, waited for him to wake up, and not let him do the good old fashioned.
They would have had a better situation and wouldn't have taken their eyes off of Loki and him being able to get up and have his weapon if Howardin and them hadn't come crashing out the sky. So realistically, this is Howardin's fault for butting into what Luffy had going on.
You don't get to go into
Luffy didn't call for you.
Don't
if you're his subordinate, you need to play a role and trust in the captain of
Luffy
the Grand
don't want
Fleet.
no subordinates.
Don't matter what he wants. You've already decided to be subordinate. You
Also,
just tried to support
did
yourself.
Luffy give him the order?
Doesn't need to.
Yes, you do.
You know,
in
he
the
didn't tell you
military,
to come here.
you were literally in the military. If your superior doesn't give you an order to do something, you don't have to do it.
But if he doesn't give me an order to do something, I normally also don't do that either.
So thus you can just do whatever you choose to do, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
As long as it's within the scope of your job.
So, no. If my
And also, it's
if my
not like
superior-
Hardin is a ruler here.
if my superior is doing something and I find out about it and he hasn't keyed me into what's happening, that means that he doesn't want me to know what's going on. So I'm gonna mind my little business and continue on about my day and not get involved. Hardin didn't mind his little business.
And also, Luffy doesn't
This
believe inside
Hardin's
the
fault. This
also,
is so
no.
hard. This is all Hardin's fault.
It is Luffy's fault. I don't understand. Why are you so apologetic of everything that Luffy does?
It's not of Luffy. Luffy has good
No,
sense of people. Loki's not bad for real. The
Like-
King Herald is evil.
we
he had connections to the celestial dragons in the world government.
Like
And that's
whenever
gonna
I was
come out
bringing
and be
any of these
revealed.
things up before, you were just kind of like, I don't know. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I'm
Is it-
on to it. As soon as he said, "Oh, are we here to pay respects to King Harold?" You only pay respects to people that you have respect for, and that you feel like, damn, we lost something there. We want to go pay our respects. All right, that was an ally, something like that. You don't go repay your respects to an enemy.
Depending upon your culture, yes, you do.
Not the celestial dragons wouldn't.
I mean, the celestial dragons don't believe anybody who's not a celestial dragon is equal.
But you can be promoted to a celestial dragon.
No, you can be promoted to a celestial knight.
No, you can be promoted to a celestial dragon. That's what they asked.
No, they asked to promote Loki to a celestial knight.
I believe if you get promoted to a celestial, because
We don't
Gunko-
know. We can't say that.
I do, because Gunko's not considered one.
Exactly. And she's a celestial knight.
No, but what he was going to be considered was higher than her.
Just because you're higher than somebody inside the hierarchy don't make you an officer.
What I know is it gives you a level of acceptance
you
that you
levels.
don't have that they don't have there. So,
Congratulations. You're a lackey instead of a floozy. It doesn't matter.
it does.
No, it doesn't.
It
You're
does in
probably
terms
just
of-
gonna.
And how they
We're just gonna
view
discard.
you.
We're gonna discard you a little less haphazardly than the rest.
Oh, yes, true. But I view that as like those are still people that you had some type of rapport with, aka why King Harold's
Because
evil.
they were a
King
tool.
Harold's evil.
I never said King Harold was good. But as
So this is really his fault.
no, it is Luffy's fault.
No.
This situation right here,
No.
Loki being free is
It's a good
Luffy's
thing.
fault.
Loki being free is a good thing.
We don't know that
Yes, I
yet,
do.
but you know what good people don't run around and do?
That's not true.
Smack trees and make the entire situation a bajillion times worse. Honestly, if you just stood up, told Luffy what he wanted to know, he would have let you free anyway.
No.
Yeah, he would have.
I'm just saying.
Luffy
that-
was already down with letting him free
Oh
entirely.
no, I'm not saying Luffy wouldn't have done that. I'm just saying that Loki smacking the tree isn't indicative of him being bad.
Yeah, it is.
No, I don't think so.
Wanted, like, being willing to destroy the fundamental linchpin with thousands of people. That's like saying me burning people's fields inside of a war is a good thing. There's no method of really you construing that.
I didn't say it was a good thing. Just
So-
because something's not bad doesn't make it good. I just think that
No,
it's
but
neutral.
you can't even construe that as a neutral thing. You can't construe it. There's only bad repercussions that can come from destroying that.
I don't know if that's the truth.
Children dying isn't a bad thing.
What if they don't die? What if the kids aren't gonna die?
An entire tree falling over into the ocean with a bunch of children. Some children are going to die.
What if the world tree atom is one of the things that's causing the flood and causing mass death across
That
the world?
is such a reach.
It's not.
To the degree that, and first things first, we know Adam's not the only world tree.
But what if that's what they're doing? What if you need to get rid of them, and the fact that they
No.
have this reverence is what's causing the world
Because
to
the giants
continuously-
existed prior to the flooding, and their history actually predates it.
No, it predates the flooding that we know about.
No, it predates the flooding, period, because it reaches all the way back to the first of the calamities. The world didn't flood until the third.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we did, because they literally told us.
No, we know with Vegapunk research and that's in there,
The,
but we
the,
don't
the
know.
prophecy literally told us that.
We don't know what was happening in the world before the prophecy.
We know the world was flooded, which constitutes.
But we don't know anything before that. So for me, that doesn't mean I just assume that everything was perfectly fine.
I mean, I'm not saying things were perfectly fine. I'm just also saying that the Adam trees existed before there was flooding.
How do we know that? We only.
Because trees don't grow in salt water, Tony.
So, what about the one that's in the? But the Adam tree is in the middle of the ocean.
What Adam tree is in the middle of the ocean?
Elbaf is on the Atom Tree.
Yep, and it also exists on an island, and it also exists on top of the underworld.
What about the archipelago? The one that's on the bubble, all the bubbles and shit.
Archipelagos are a bunch of islands. And those aren't atom trees, Tony.
There's an Atom Tree, or it's called Eve, something like that. There's another world tree that is over there. All I know is I'm pretty sure that Loki's not evil, Luffy's not wrong.
Luffy,
and all things
what
will
is
be proven correct.
well? First things first. Luffy never said Loki wasn't a bad person. He just came here to get something. This was a completely and total transactional thing. I want information about Sank, so I'm going to let him free. Luffy never made a judgment of character.
I know.
And if we don't remember, Luffy threatened to punch his head off.
I know. But Luffy would have threatened Zoro too in the beginning if he had talked shit about Shanks. So I don't think that's indicative.
So it's just like he didn't really believe that he was necessarily that great of a person. You know stuff about Sank, so I'm going to give this to you. And now he's just kind of like, and then he has the nerve to act shocked. After you've been told all this stuff, you had the nerve to be stopped. It should have been like, okay, this was a possibility that was there.
And plus, if he acts crazy, Luffy's just gonna put him down in the
He's
dirt.
already acting crazy. He should have been put down already. I don't think he
it's just
is.
a one panel. I always see it's the one panel of him hitting the tree.
And then the entire tree shaking.
Okay, and so now it's time for Luffy to let him know.
Well, he's done nothing of the sort.
It just started, and Oda's not gonna give us that. He want to leave a little bit of like mystery and suspense.
That's
and
the
make us
reason why
worry.
I'm saying that this chapter is kind of rife with bad writing.
No, I don't think so. It's leaving us with some.
I mean, we
suspense.
have somebody just so happening drawing everyone's greatest fears, and then we have somebody like Luffy not really particularly caring about the sanctity of jail based on him breaking out of one is one thing, but you also are just kind of around a bunch of reasonable people that don't really seem like they're like.
That's never mattered to Luffy. Luffy does what he wants on his accord.
Yep.
Period.
So I don't
at
think
that's bad writing. That's Luffy being who Luffy has always been.
I'm not saying Luffy doing what he wants to do is bad writing. I'm saying a lot of the just random circumstance around this is bad writing.
The only thing that I don't like is the fact that Ange made them write about the fears.
Also, Luffy being shocked about Loki possibly doing bad things is also shocked.
I don't
It's
feel like
annoying
he's
to me.
super shocked.
Look at him. Does that not look shocked?
No.
It doesn't look angry.
I don't think because he didn't do anything bad. He just stood up. I think he was shocked that he stood up when they thought he was incapacitated.
Oh, well, first things first. He did the good old fashioned, I am sleeping.
Because
Even Zoro was sitting up here looking at it like, man, I don't trust this.
Then, because when he hits it, he looks angry. Luffy looks like, all right, I'm upset now. And so now it's time for what? But they switch back to, oh, stupid Ange.
And then being attacked.
Yeah, because Ange is a dummy. And then
Stop blaming everything
saying
on the
that she's afraid
random
of
character. You're just trying to scapegoat this random character for Luffy's wanting chaos.
Ange is a bum.
Also, the possibility someone's might be having awakened devil fruit there. I don't know who.
Why do you say that?
Because look at that. Look at dude inside the black trench coat. He has the back steam mark.
Oh,
Like Luffy.
maybe.
Doesn't look black, so it might be the only second awakened Paramecia that we've seen.
I think it's whatchamacallit. I think he's just a
Who?
smoke dragon. The dude that's this one.
You just think the dude just may be a dragon made out of smoke?
Yeah, I feel like that's just part of his body.
Possibly.
But yeah, he put everybody to sleep, which is cool. And the other dude,
Well, he put all the children to sleep.
yeah, the other dude made the pictures come to life, and Gunko's heading everybody to the beach. They seem like they've gotten everything sewed up, but
Not really. They have absolutely nothing sold up.
where
Like
do you
this could
think
go
the
100
Giants are going to go first? Towards the Thunder or towards the school?
They're gonna protect the kids.
I hope so. I don't need more interferences with Loki, since I don't trust the Giants. I need Loki to have time to have all the
Ad
conversations.
nauseum, I trust the Giants. Do I trust the hierarchy? No.
I don't trust Ja Rule.
No, I don't.
But since I don't trust him, and he has the faith and belief of all the other Giants, it's not that I think that they know anything. I think that they're just going to go along with whatever he says. So I need y'all.
Yeah,
not
it's
to
been
be there.
enshrined inside the culture that Loki is wrong.
Yeah, so y'all.
I've
Go
accepted.
away.
Like I thought about that possibility like weeks ago. It's just like, could Loki be right? Yeah, Loki could have been right, because if you look at the way that thing shook out, like we're ultimately saying, like we're ultimately looking at it like Loki is definitely the person who set all this up, where his brother, the current king, could have been the one to be the impetus for their father's death and all that other stuff.
Well, see, I don't think it was his brother. I don't think it was Harden. I think it was Ja Rule. I think it was Ja Rule and the king working with the world government. I think Loki didn't want to do that.
I mean,
And I think that's what ended up in their like conflict and battle.
that's a possibility. I mean, I think it's and then his brother continued along the same bent. Now, would they have needed to subjugate the island?
Well, his brother can't be king of the Elbaf.
No, Loki can't be king of Elbaf.
Yes, he can. His brother can. Harding.
Oh
can't be
no,
king
yeah,
because
Harding can't be king because he
has a different mom.
has a king mom from a different tribe of giants.
Yeah. So it's like he doesn't even. He wants to bring all the giants just together as a people. So I don't think that being on Elbaf is really like his stick.
Well, he already runs the giant warrior pirates and leaves a lot. So.
Yeah, so that's my thing. It's like I only can see it as Harden and Ja Rule having made some type of setup and are now basically trying to. Well, it fell apart. Not Harden, but Harold died, and so you just have Ja Rule and what's his name? Telling his lies to keep Loki locked up because everybody loved Harold.
I don't think Ja Rule would do something like that. But then again, One Piece is randomly made. People, like good people do like
Terrible,
very odd, terrible things,
Yeah, so.
or have some tortuous circumstances,
Yeah, so.
like Kuma, to the point where it's just like, as long as they said if I keep the secret, the world government will leave Elbaf alone. Like I don't put that past them to do something like that.
That's also true. There's lots of reasons why he could be holding his here. I just think that he's not being all the way truthful about the situation.
Very possible.
But there is a break next week.
So,
other than that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment below.
bye.
Goodbye.